Charlie dumped me for someone richer, so I gave him a wedding invite and said 3 words he'll never forget. You're my biggest setback, Maya. Charlie's words slammed into me, heavier than the rain pouring from the sky. We're in the parking lot outside Marco's Italian bistro, and he won't even look at me. For years together, and he can't meet my eyes while he destroys everything. My name is Maya Chen, I'm 28 years old, and I'm watching my boyfriend trade me in for an upgrade. His car engine is still running, windshield wipers scraping back and forth like they're counting down the seconds until I'm erased from his life. What are you talking about? My voice cracks despite my effort to stay calm. He sighs, annoyed, like I'm being deliberately difficult. Victoria comes from money, Maya. Real money. Her family owns half the commercial real estate downtown. She can introduce me to people who matter. He finally glances at me, and there's nothing in his eyes. No regret, no sadness. Just impatience. You work at a bookstore. You're going nowhere. The cruelty lands like a physical blow. Rain soaks through my jacket while I stand there, frozen, trying to process that the man I loved just called me worthless. I need someone who fits my world, Charlie continues, gripping his steering wheel. Someone ambitious. Someone who understands success. He drums his fingers against the leather, that expensive watch glinting under the parking lot lights. The one I couldn't afford for his birthday. I have ambitions, I whisper, but even I can hear how weak it sounds. He laughs. Actually laughs. Really? Working retail at 30? Come on, Maya. Be honest with yourself. You're comfortable being small. I'm not. Every word is designed to cut, to make me feel as insignificant as he clearly thinks I am. For years of inside jokes, shared dreams, quiet moments, all of it reduced to this, I'm not enough. I'm an embarrassment. I'm holding him back from his precious success. Victoria gets it, he says, already pulling away emotionally even though I'm still standing here. She's sophisticated. Connected. She's what I need. He drives away without another word, tail lights disappearing into the rain, leaving me standing alone in a puddle with my heart in pieces. Inside my pocket, my phone buzzes with a work email. I ignore it, tasting salt that isn't from the storm. I met Charlie at a charity auction 4 years ago. I was there covering the event for the bookstore's blog. My boss wanted to promote our community involvement. Charlie approached me by the champagne table, all confident smiles and easy charm. You look like you'd rather be anywhere else, he said, grinning. I laughed. That obvious? He was studying business management. I was finishing my English degree while working full-time. We clicked instantly, or so I thought. He liked that I was real and down to earth. He said I kept him grounded when his business school friends got too pretentious. I believed him. I believed every word. Now, walking home through the rain, I replay those moments. The times he'd cancel our plans for networking events. The way he'd introduce me as just Maya while his friends got full titles and accomplishments listed. The comments about my thrift store clothes that he called jokes. I was convenient. Comfortable. Until someone shinier came along. My apartment feels hollow when I finally get inside, dripping rainwater onto the floor. Victoria Ashford. I look her up the next morning, unable to help myself. Her Instagram is a parade of yacht parties, designer bags, and family estates. Her father owns half the commercial real estate downtown. Her smile is perfect, her life is perfect, and apparently, she's perfect for Charlie. There's already a photo of them together, posted just 3 hours after he dumped me. They're at some rooftop bar, his arm around her waist. The caption reads, "Finally found my match." My stomach churns. I close the app and stare at my bedroom ceiling. The crack in the corner paint seems bigger than yesterday. Everything feels bigger, the silence, the emptiness, the embarrassing truth that I wasn't enough. If you're enjoying this story of unexpected twists and sweet justice, please like and subscribe for more interesting stories. trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. My phone rings. It's my boss, Caroline. Maya, can you come in early today? We need to discuss something important. I agree, grateful for the distraction. Anything to stop thinking about Charlie's face when he said I was holding him back. The bookstore smells like old paper and coffee when I arrive. Caroline is waiting in her office upstairs, a space cluttered with manuscripts and framed literary quotes. She's 50-something, sharp-eyed, with silver hair she never bothers to dye. Sit down, Maya, she says, pouring me tea without asking. I sit, expecting a lecture about yesterday's shift I called off. Instead, she slides a folder across the desk. Inside are legal documents, thick and official-looking. My sister passed away 2 months ago, Caroline begins quietly. She left me her estate, including a rather substantial publishing company she built from scratch. Riverside Press. I blink. Riverside Press publishes half the bestsellers on our shelves. I'm too old to run it, Caroline continues. But you're not. You've got the passion, the knowledge, and the work ethic. I want you to take over as CEO. The words don't register at first. CEO. Me. The girl who's going nowhere. I don't have business experience, I stammer. Caroline smiles. Neither did my sister when she started. You'll learn. The board meeting is next month. I walk out of that office in a daze. CEO of Riverside Press. The salary Caroline mentioned is more money than I've ever imagined earning. The opportunity is bigger than any dream I dared to have. But there's a condition, I need to keep it quiet until the official announcement. Caroline's sister had enemies in the industry, people who'd try to sabotage the transition if they knew too soon. So I can't tell anyone. Not my parents, not my friends, and definitely not Charlie. Not that he'd care anyway. I spend the next week in a strange double life. By day, I work the bookstore counter, shelving novels and ringing up customers. By night, I study publishing contracts, market trends, and author acquisition strategies. Caroline mentors me through video calls, preparing me for the board presentation. My apartment becomes a sea of papers and sticky notes. I barely sleep. But for the first time since Charlie left, I feel something other than pain, I feel purpose. Then, 2 weeks after the breakup, I see Charlie at a coffee shop near my place. He's with Victoria, of course. She's laughing at something on her phone, her designer bag taking up its own chair. Charlie spots me before I can leave. His face does this weird thing, surprise, then guilt, then something like pity. Maya. Hey, he calls out, waving me over. Every instinct screams to run, but I force myself to walk to their table. Victoria looks up, her smile polite but dismissive. The kind of smile that says she's already won. How are you? Charlie asks, like we're old acquaintances, not people who shared 4 years of life. I'm good, I say simply. My voice doesn't shake. Small victory. Victoria extends her hand. I'm Victoria. I've heard so much about you. Her tone suggests she's heard I'm forgettable. Charlie shifts uncomfortably. We were just talking about our engagement party next month. It's going to be at the Grandview Hotel. Pretty exciting. Engagement. 1 month after dumping me, he's engaged. My heart hammers, but I smile. Congratulations. I'm sure it'll be beautiful. I leave before they can see my hands trembling. That night, I ugly cry into my pillow. 4 years meant nothing. I meant nothing. He upgraded like I was an old phone, something disposable and outdated. But then Caroline calls. The board loved your preliminary proposal. They want to move forward. Official announcement is in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. The same timeline as Charlie's engagement party. An idea begins forming, small at first, then growing. Dangerous. Petty. Absolutely satisfying. I think about Victoria's dismissive smile. Charlie's pity. The way he made me feel small for 4 years while I believed it was love. I open my laptop and draft an email to Caroline. Can we arrange the press release for the CEO announcement to coincide with a public event? I have something in mind. She responds within minutes. I like how you think. Details? I smile for the first time in weeks. Not a sad smile. Not a broken smile. A smile that promises something's coming. And Charlie Dawson has no idea what's about to hit him. The next 3 weeks are a blur. I meet with Riverside Press's board members, memorizing names and faces. I learn about their acquisition plans, their author contracts, their competitors. Caroline walks me through every detail, her confidence in me never wavering. You're a natural, she says after one particularly grueling strategy session. My sister would have loved you. I also watch Charlie's social media. I shouldn't, but I can't help it. He posts about wedding planning, about Victoria's impeccable taste, about how he's finally found his soulmate. Each post is a tiny knife, but I save them all. Evidence. Motivation. Fuel. My friend Jessie notices something's different. You seem focused, she says over lunch. Like scary focused. I can't tell her why, so I just shrug. Trying to move on. She squeezes my hand. Good. Charlie was always kind of a jerk anyway. Remember when he forgot your birthday because he had a networking dinner? I did remember. I'd excused it back then, told myself his career was important. Now I see it clearly, I was never his priority. The invitation arrives in my mailbox 1 week before the engagement party. It's expensive cardstock, embossed with gold lettering. Charlie Dawson and Victoria Ashford request the pleasure of your company. I stare at it, unsure if I should laugh or scream. He invited me to his engagement party. The audacity is almost impressive. Jessie is outraged when I show her. He's rubbing it in your face. You're not going, right? Actually, I say slowly, I think I am. She stares at me like I've lost my mind. Maybe I have. But Caroline's plan is in motion now, and the timing is too perfect to ignore. The CEO announcement is scheduled for the same night as Charlie's party. Caroline arranged for a press release to go out at exactly 8 p.m., right in the middle of his celebration. Major industry publications will run the story simultaneously. Riverside Press announces new CEO, Maya Chen takes the helm. My photo will be everywhere. My name. My success. And I'll be standing in the same room as Charlie when it happens. Trust me, I tell Jessie. I know what I'm doing. I RSVP yes to the engagement party. 1 guest. Just me. The night of the party, I dress carefully. Nothing too flashy, a simple black dress, elegant but understated. I want to blend in, to be invisible until the exact right moment. The Grandview Hotel ballroom is decorated like a fairy tale. White flowers everywhere, crystal chandeliers, champagne towers. Charlie clearly spared no expense, or rather, Victoria's family did. I arrive exactly on time. Charlie spots me immediately, his expression flickering with surprise. He probably didn't think I'd actually come. Maya. You made it, he says, approaching with Victoria on his arm. She's wearing a dress that probably costs more than my monthly rent. Wouldn't miss it, I reply smoothly. Victoria's smile is razor sharp. How sweet of you to come support Charlie. It takes a big person to celebrate an ex's happiness. The condescension drips from every word. I smile back, matching her energy. Oh, I'm celebrating plenty tonight. Charlie frowns slightly, confused. But before he can question me, other guests pull them away for photos. I check my phone. 7:45 p.m. 15 minutes until the press release drops. I circulate through the party, accepting champagne from passing waiters. People assume I'm someone's plus one and don't ask questions. I recognize some of Charlie's business school friends, the ones who never bothered learning my name when we were together. One of them, Derek, actually approaches me. "Hey, you're Charlie's ex, right? Brave of you to show up." "Why wouldn't I?" I ask innocently. He smirks. "Just seems awkward. But hey, Victoria's family has serious money. Charlie's set for life now. Probably for the best, you know? He needs someone who can keep up." The casual cruelty is almost funny. These people have no idea who I am, what I'm capable of. They see bookstore girl and assume that's all I'll ever be. "You're right," I tell Derek. "He definitely needs someone who can keep up." I let the words hang, ambiguous, before walking away. 7:52 p.m. 8 minutes. Charlie takes the microphone, tapping it to get everyone's attention. "Thank you all for coming tonight," he begins, beaming. "Victoria and I are so grateful to have you here celebrating this next chapter of our lives." Victoria joins him on the small stage they've set up. She waves to the crowd, her engagement ring catching the light, a rock so big it's almost comical. "I'm the luckiest man alive," Charlie continues. "Victoria is everything I've ever wanted. She's brilliant, accomplished, and she comes from a family that truly understands success." A few people glance my way. I keep my face neutral, even as those words sting. Everything he ever wanted. I wasn't even close. "Some people don't understand ambition," Charlie says, and I swear he looks directly at me. "They're content with small dreams, small lives. But Victoria and I want more. We're going to build an empire together." The crowd applauds. Victoria kisses his cheek. They look perfect together, like they belong on a magazine cover. My phone buzzes in my clutch. 7:58 p.m. 2 minutes. I slip toward the back of the room, positioning myself near the exit. My heart pounds so hard I can hear it over the music. Charlie raises his champagne glass. To new beginnings and leaving the past behind. 8 p.m. The press release goes live. At first, nothing happens. People toast, drink, laugh. But then phones start buzzing. One person checks theirs, frowning. Then another. Then 5 more. A woman near me gasps. "Oh my God, did you see this? Riverside Press has a new CEO." Her friend leans over. "Who cares? That's not, wait, Maya Chen? Isn't that?" They both turn to look at me. I take a sip of champagne, saying nothing. More phones come out. Confused murmurs ripple through the crowd. Someone pulls up the press release on their tablet, the headline massive and undeniable. Publishing giant Riverside Press announces Maya Chen as new CEO. Derek, the guy who mocked me earlier, stares at his phone like it's betrayed him. No way. That can't be the same Maya. But my photo is right there. Professional, polished, powerful. The article details my appointment, my vision for the company, the massive salary and stock options. It's all real. All public. All completely undeniable. Charlie sees people looking at their phones, frowning. "What's going on?" he asks, laughing nervously. Victoria grabs his arm, showing him her screen. I watch his face change, confusion, disbelief, then dawning horror as he realizes. The room's energy shifts. Conversations stop. Everyone staring at their phones, then at me, then at Charlie. The fairy tale engagement party becomes a surreal nightmare for him in seconds. Charlie's face goes pale. He looks across the room, finding me near the back. Our eyes lock. I see it all, the shock, the embarrassment, the sudden understanding that he threw away something he never truly knew he had. I walk toward him slowly, weaving through the now silent crowd. People part for me like I'm royalty. Because in this world, the publishing world, I kind of am now. Victoria looks between Charlie and me, her perfect composure cracking. "Is this real?" she demands. Very real, I say softly, stopping a few feet from them. Charlie opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again. Maya, you're the CEO of Riverside Press? As of today, I confirm. Surprised? He actually laughs, a weird, broken sound. You worked at a bookstore. You never said anything about. About what? I interrupt. About my career prospects? My ambitions? You never asked, Charlie. You assumed I was small because that's what you needed to believe to feel big. The crowd watches us like we're a reality show. Victoria's face is red, her hands clenched at her sides. This is ridiculous, she snaps. You're trying to steal attention from our engagement. I turn to her, my smile calm. Your engagement to my ex-boyfriend 1 month after he dumped me? Trust me, Victoria, I'm not trying to steal anything. The world just happens to care about my news more than yours. Someone in the crowd snickers. Victoria looks like she might explode. Charlie steps forward, his voice low. Why didn't you tell me? When we were together, why didn't you say you were? I didn't know back then, I say honestly. I was offered this position 2 weeks after you left me in the rain, Charlie. 2 weeks after you said I was holding you back. I let that sink in. Funny how life works. His jaw tightens. I can see him doing the math, realizing the opportunity came right after he discarded me. The girl he thought was going nowhere is now running a company worth hundreds of millions. I should go, I say lightly. I have an early meeting with our acquisitions team tomorrow. Busy schedule, you know. CEO things. I start to leave, but Charlie grabs my arm gently. Wait. Maya, I made a mistake. I can see that now. Maybe we could talk, get coffee, figure this out. I pull my arm free, disgust rising in my throat. Figure what out, Charlie? You dumped me because I wasn't successful enough. Now I'm successful, so suddenly I'm worth your time again? I shake my head. That's not how this works. Victoria is watching us, her face a mixture of fury and panic. She's realizing that Charlie might actually be stupid enough to try to win me back now that I'm someone important. I loved you, Charlie says, and the desperation in his voice is both pathetic and satisfying. I got confused about what mattered. But what we had. What we had, I cut him off, was me supporting your dreams while you barely acknowledged mine. What we had was you canceling our dates for networking events but never once coming to my bookstore readings. What we had was 4 years of me being convenient until someone shinier came along. His face crumbles. The crowd is dead silent, every word hitting home. I reach into my clutch and pull out the wedding invitation he sent me. The expensive cardstock with gold lettering. I hold it up so everyone can see. You invited me here to show off, I say quietly. To prove that you upgraded. That you won. I tear the invitation slowly, deliberately. The ripping sound echoes in the silent ballroom. But here's what you don't understand, Charlie. I was always more than you gave me credit for. You just never bothered to look. I let the torn pieces fall to the floor. Then I pull out a different envelope from my bag. Crisp, professional, with the Riverside Press logo embossed on it. This is my invitation, I say, handing it to him. To Riverside Press's annual awards ceremony next month. It's exclusive, authors, agents, publishers. The kind of event that could actually help your career, if you were with someone who had access. Charlie takes it numbly, staring at the envelope. I lean in close, my voice just loud enough for him and those nearest to hear. You dumped me for money and connections, Charlie. But you chose wrong. Then I say 3 words that echo through the stunned ballroom, check your email. Charlie fumbles for his phone, confused. Victoria tries to look over his shoulder, but he turns away slightly. The crowd presses closer, sensing something big is coming. I already know what he's seeing because I sent it 30 minutes ago, time to arrive at 8. 15 p.m. An email from Riverside Press's corporate office, forwarded through our business development department. Charlie's face goes from pale to gray. His hands start shaking. What is it? Victoria demands. He looks up at me, devastated. Your company just signed an exclusive distribution deal with Ashford Properties. Victoria's father's company. Victoria snatches the phone, reading rapidly. Her mouth falls open. 3-year contract, I confirm. Riverside Press will handle all corporate materials, promotional publications, and business communications for Ashford Properties. It's one of our biggest accounts. I pause. We finalized it this afternoon. Your father's a lovely man, Victoria. Very professional. The implications crash over them both. I'm now in direct business with Victoria's family. Which means I'm untouchable to her. Attacking me would jeopardize her father's major contract. You planned this, Victoria breathes, her voice shaking. You planned all of it. I planned to do my job, I correct. Ashford Properties needed a publisher. Riverside Press offered the best terms. Business is business. I smile. Surely you understand that, Victoria. You're all about success, right? Charlie looks between us, realizing his entire engagement celebration has imploded. People are whispering, phones are out, some guests are actively live-tweeting the drama. Derek, the friend who mocked me earlier, approaches cautiously. Miss Chen, I apologize for any misunderstanding earlier. If you ever need marketing consultation. I cut him off with a raised hand. I remember what you said about me keeping up. Thanks, but Riverside Press has excellent marketing already. He slinks away, humiliated. Others who snubbed me earlier now look terrified, realizing they insulted someone powerful. The energy in the room has completely flipped. Charlie and Victoria stand on their little stage, their perfect party in ruins, while I'm surrounded by people suddenly eager to know me. It's almost too easy. Almost too perfect. But I earned this moment. I really should go, I say again, addressing the room more than Charlie now. Congratulations on your engagement. I'm sure you'll be very happy together. The words are sincere enough that they sting worse than any insult could. Charlie's voice cracks. Maya, please. Can we just talk privately? There's nothing to talk about, I say gently. You made your choice. You chose someone who fit your lifestyle. And I've moved on to a life that fits mine. Victoria finally finds her voice again, vicious and sharp. You think you're so superior now. But you're still the same girl who wasn't good enough before. The room gasps softly. Bad move on her part. I turn to her, my expression pitying. Victoria, I was always good enough. Charlie just wasn't capable of seeing it. That's not my failure, it's his. I glance at Charlie. You wanted someone who understood ambition and success. You got exactly what you asked for. I hope it keeps you warm at night. Then I walk out. No looking back. No dramatic exit. Just a simple, confident departure while cameras flash and people whisper my name. Outside, the cool night air hits my face. I breathe deeply, steadying myself. My phone explodes with notifications. Text messages, emails, social media tags. The story's already spreading. Jilted ex becomes CEO and crashes engagement party. It's too good not to go viral. Jesse calls immediately. Oh my God. It's all over Twitter. You're trending. What happened? I lean against the hotel's exterior wall, suddenly exhausted. I just told the truth, Jesse. That's all. You're my hero, she says fiercely. Charlie's a trending topic too, and not in a good way. People are roasting him. I should feel triumphant. This was the plan, show him exactly what he lost, make him realize his massive mistake. But standing here alone while my former life burns down inside that ballroom, I feel hollow. Winning doesn't erase the 4 years I wasted. It doesn't undo the pain of being told I was holding him back. Are you okay? Jesse asks, reading my silence. Yeah, I say, and I mean it. I'm going to be. Because this wasn't really about Charlie. It was about proving to myself that his opinion of me was wrong. That I was always more than he saw. And now I know. I know my worth. I know my strength. That's the real victory. The next morning, my face is on business news sites everywhere. Maya Chen's rise from bookseller to publishing CEO reads one headline. Another says, romance gone wrong leads to career success, the Maya Chen story. I do 3 interviews before noon. Each one asks about Charlie, about the engagement party, about the coincidence of my announcement timing. I keep my answers professional, declining to trash talk anyone. Sometimes relationships end because people grow in different directions, I tell one reporter. I'm focused on my future now, not my past. But privately, I save screenshots of Charlie's social media. He's deleted the engagement party posts. Victoria's Instagram is suddenly private. Their fairy tale is already cracking. Caroline calls me, laughing. You caused quite a stir. The board is thrilled, our name recognition has tripled overnight. Controversy sells books, apparently. Sorry, I say, not sorry at all. Don't be. You handled it perfectly. Dignified, powerful, confident. My sister would have done the exact same thing. She pauses. How do you feel? I consider the question. Tired. Relieved. Ready to actually do the job now that the drama's over. Good answer. See you at the office tomorrow, boss. 2 weeks pass. The media frenzy dies down, and I settle into my actual role as CEO. It's overwhelming and exhilarating and terrifying all at once. I'm learning on the fly, making decisions that affect hundreds of employees, negotiating contracts worth millions. But I love it. I love the challenge, the responsibility, the proof that I was always capable of more. Then Charlie shows up at Riverside Press headquarters. Security calls my office. Miss Chen, there's a Charlie Dawson here to see you. No appointment. Should we? I should say no. Send him away. But curiosity wins. Send him up. He looks terrible when he walks into my office, rumpled clothes, dark circles under his eyes, defeated posture. The confident man from the engagement party is gone. Maya, he starts, voice rough. Thank you for seeing me. I gesture to the chair across from my desk. You have 5 minutes. He sits, hands clasped tightly. Victoria and I broke up. The engagement's off. I wait, saying nothing. She couldn't handle the attention, he continues. Her family was furious about the publicity. And I. He trails off, staring at his hands. I realized I made the biggest mistake of my life. Letting you go, Charlie says quietly. I thought I needed someone like Victoria, someone with money and status. But I was wrong. I needed someone real. Someone like you. I lean back in my chair, studying him. A month ago, these words would have broken me open, filled me with desperate hope. Now they just make me tired. You didn't need someone like me, I correct. You needed to feel superior to someone. And I was convenient for that. Until I wasn't. He flinches. That's not fair. Isn't it? I challenge. 4 years, Charlie. 4 years of you dismissing my job, my interests, my dreams. You never asked about my goals because you assumed I didn't have any that mattered. You made me feel small so you could feel big. I know, he whispers. I was an idiot. A complete idiot. But I loved you, Maya. I still don't. I hold up my hand, cutting him off. You loved the idea of me. The quiet, supportive girlfriend who made you look good without threatening your ego. But you never loved the real me. You never even tried to know her. He's crying now, silently, tears tracking down his cheeks. It doesn't move me the way it once would have. I'm sorry, Charlie says, his voice breaking. For all of it. For being blind and selfish and stupid. You deserved so much better. I did, I agree simply. And now I have better. I have a career I'm passionate about, people who respect me, and a future I'm building on my own terms. I stand, signaling the conversation is over. I hope you find what you're looking for, Charlie. But it's not me. It was never really me. He stands too, wiping his eyes. Can I ask one thing? I nod. Did you ever actually love me? Or was I just practice for something better? The question surprises me with its honesty. I consider lying, being kind. But he deserves the truth. I loved who I thought you were, I say softly. The man who seemed to see me at that charity auction 4 years ago. But that man either never existed, or he disappeared somewhere along the way. And by the end, I was just trying to survive loving someone who made me feel worthless. He nods slowly, accepting this. For what it's worth, you were always extraordinary. I was just too stupid to see it. Yeah, I say, without malice. You were. Charlie leaves my office, and I watch from my window as he crosses the street below, disappearing into the crowd. I don't feel triumphant or vindicated anymore. Just free. My assistant buzzes. Miss Chen, the marketing team is ready for your 2 o'clock. I grab my tablet and head to the conference room, where my team waits with campaign proposals and quarterly projections. These are my people now, colleagues who value my input, who see my potential, who treat me as an equal. This is my life now. Not perfect, not a fairy tale, but mine. And maybe that's the best revenge of all, not making him regret losing me, but building something so fulfilling that I forget to care whether he regrets it or not. I smile as I walk into the meeting, ready to actually do the work I was chosen for. The past is behind me. The future is wide open. And I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.